All right, so our first stop on the 2019 Figure 9 multifamily real estate market tour was San Antonio. I think I got it right that time, first time out of the gate.
Yeah, we're good.
So we landed in San Antonio, spent the night there, the first night on the trip, and then we tried to look at one property in the middle of the night. That was a little sketchy.
It got a little scary. There were a lot of scary dudes there with their arms crossed too that were definitely not friendly. And that property ended up not being one that would interest us.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we just want to hit some stats real quick with you guys and kind of why we looked there. Rent growth's at 2.9%, vacancies at 8.8, which is really kind of high. Job growth was at 2.0%. Population growth's at 1.5%. So so those are the stats on the market.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we still wanted to look at it, even with the higher vacancy, was when we started looking into some of the sub-markets, there was some variation there, and then also obviously positioning a property correctly, you can still get much better than market vacancy. So in doing that, then you can also command a premium on an exit. So definitely looks like something we wanted to consider, but as we kind of got boots on the ground, definitely got a different perspective on San Antonio as a whole. So let's talk about some of the pros, and then we'll cover a few of the cons on San Antonio.
Sure.
So, why don't you hit the pros there?
Yeah, so the pros for me, I think so just being there, it's a real stable market, sort of a older industry. There's a military base there.
It's a couple.
Yeah, a couple that, yep. And so, anytime you have a military town, you kind of have to hedge against recession. So military will always be funded. Like I say, there's a lot of diversity in employment too. So that was really huge. So those were the pros.
Yeah, and a couple of the cons that stood out to us after getting some time on the ground there was just the overall limited growth. It feels like there's definitely stuff going on, but not relative to some other markets. There's not as much overall growth in San Antonio, which isn't a bad thing. And then it's just more of a stabilized market where things have kind of leveled off, and I'm sure there's still some limited growth available. And then with that, there's really kind of limited deal flow regarding what types of deals we could find that would make sense for us. So
So I think overall impressions, as with any market, if you're a value add operator in the multifamily space in that place, and in that market, San Antonio, you could probably make money, and I'm sure people are.
Right.
With our opportunities and our options, it wasn't a compelling market for us. And and I think we're gonna pass just because there's limited upside, and there are other markets that'll do better. So
So overall, we're gonna skip on San Antonio.
Yeah, I think we'll pass. Be good down the road possibly. We'll keep an eye on it, but it's not gonna do great for us right now, so we're gonna pass.
All right,
San Antonio.
Well, that's a wrap for San Antonio. We look forward to getting in touch with you. If you do have projects in San Antonio and something you think we might be interested, definitely would be willing to talk, or maybe we can find somebody else that could be a good partner for you. So, and next stop will be Austin.